Have you ever looked back and wondered where the last few years went? You're working hard, staying busy, but have nothing concrete to show for it. You're not alone. In this powerful story, follow Leo, a bartender who felt trapped in the same cycle for 8 years, drifting without direction. Discover the single conversation that handed him the compass he needed to completely transform his life from drifting to navigating. This isn't just about success. It's about the profound peace and purpose that comes from finally knowing where you're going. If you're ready to stop wishing and start building a real future, watch until the end. Have you ever felt like you're constantly in motion, yet getting absolutely nowhere? You wake up, work hard, stay busy, but at the end of the year, can you name one meaningful thing you've built? You watch others advance, hit milestones, while you feel stuck in the same place year after year. Perhaps you have dreams, vague wishes for a better life, but they never solidify, just floating in your mind, unplanned and unwritten. If you've ever felt like a ship adrift with no destination, then this story is for you. It's about a man who drifted for years until one conversation handed him the compass that changed everything. In a busy city where everyone seemed to have direction, lived a 32-year-old man named Leo. Leo worked as a bartender in a downtown lounge, the same job he'd had since he was 24. Leo was diligent. He arrived on time, mixed drinks with skill, went home exhausted each night. To an observer, he seemed productive and responsible, but inside, Leo felt hollow. Each morning, his alarm would sound, and he'd stare at the ceiling thinking, "Is this all there is?" He wasn't miserable, but he wasn't fulfilled. He existed in a middle ground, not failing, but not succeeding either, just passing time. Leo's younger sister, Mia, had just opened her second boutique at age 28. His old friend Chris had become a recognized photographer. His neighbor Ben had run a marathon and founded a community garden. When people asked, "Leo, what are you aiming for?" he'd give hazy answers. "I want to be successful. I'd like to travel. I want to do something that matters." These weren't goals, they were wishes, formless clouds. Leo had no written aims, no clear path, no specific port to reach. He was a ship with sturdy sails and a strong engine, but no compass, no chart, no destination, so the ship just drifted. One day became 1 week became 1 month, 1 month became 8 years, and nothing changed. Leo didn't realize that a life without goals isn't peaceful, it's anxious. Because deep down, when you lack direction, every day feels identical, and when every day feels the same, you begin to wonder, am I wasting my time on earth? That question haunted Leo every single night. One Friday, Leo attended his 10-year high school reunion. The hall was filled with former classmates, well-dressed, sharing achievements. Leo stood in a corner with a water glass, listening. "I just made partner at the firm. Our startup hit 2 million in revenue. I finished my doctorate and now I'm teaching." Everyone had a milestone, a direction, proof their last decade mattered. Then someone turned to Leo and asked the question he dreaded. "So, Leo, what have you been up to? What are you working toward?" Leo opened his mouth, but no words came. The truth was, he had nothing to say. He mumbled about still figuring things out and slipped away to the restroom. Leo stood before the mirror, staring at his reflection. He was 32. Looking back over 10 years, he could not name one significant goal he had set and achieved. Not one. The man in the mirror looked tired, lost, older than his years. Leo whispered, "Who am I? What am I doing with my life?" For the first time, he had no answer. That night, Leo couldn't sleep. At 2 a.m., he sat at his kitchen table with a blank notebook, trying to write his goals. After an hour of staring, he had only 3 vague lines: find a better job, save some money, be happier. He looked at them and realized these weren't goals, they were hopes. And hopes without plans are just dreams that die slowly. Leo closed the notebook and whispered into the dark, "I need help. I don't even know how to set a goal. The next morning, Leo did something unprecedented. He asked for help. He recalled a former teacher, Mr. Ellis, who had mentored many successful people. Leo sent a message, "I feel lost. Can we talk?" Mr. Ellis replied at once, "Come to my office Monday at 9. When Leo arrived, Mr. Ellis's office was not what he expected. The walls held framed certificates, photos of accomplished former students, and a large world map dotted with pins. On the desk sat an antique brass compass. Mr. Ellis looked at Leo with kind, piercing eyes and said, "You look like a man who's been sailing in circles." Leo nodded, stunned by the accuracy. Mr. Ellis picked up the compass and placed it in Leo's hands. "Tell me, Leo, if I gave you a ship, a beautiful, strong vessel with supplies for a year, and told you to sail but gave you no compass, no map, no destination, where would you end up?" Leo thought. "I'd probably just drift. Go wherever the current took me." "Exactly," said Mr. Ellis. "And that is what you've been doing with your life." He walked to the map. "Every pin here is a goal I set and reached, a specific place I decided to get to. Not someday I'll travel, but on June 15th I will stand at the Eiffel Tower." He turned back. "Goals are not wishes. Goals are destinations with dates. Without them, you're not navigating your life, you're just reacting." Mr. Ellis took a clean sheet of paper and drew 3 circles. There are 3 types of goals everyone needs. First, the 1-year goal, something specific you will achieve in 12 months. Not get healthier, but run a 10K race on October 12th. Not save money, but save $5,000 by December 31st. Second, the 5-year vision. Where do you want to be in 5 years? What job? What skill mastered? What life built? Be specific. Third, the 20-year legacy. When you're old and look back, what do you want to have created? How do you want to be remembered? Mr. Ellis slid the paper across the desk. "Leo, I want you to leave today with 3 goals on this paper, 1 for each circle. Make them SMART goals. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. Not be successful, but launch my own craft cocktail bar by January 2026. Not travel, but visit Italy for 2 weeks in April and learn basic Italian first. Not be happy, but build 3 deep friendships this year by joining a weekly book club." Mr. Ellis leaned forward. "Here's what most people miss. Goals don't limit you, they free you. Because when you know where you're going, you stop wasting energy on what doesn't matter. You stop drifting. You start navigating." He pointed to the compass in Leo's hands. "That compass is yours now, but it only works if you decide on a destination first." Leo sat in that office for 2 hours, writing and rewriting until his goals were clear and real. His 1-year goal, save $8,000, and complete a mixology certification by December 31st to prepare for opening my own bar. His 5-year vision, own a specialty cocktail bar with a second location, employing 8 people. His 20-year legacy, be known as the person who elevated cocktail culture in my city and mentored young hospitality entrepreneurs. For the first time in years, Leo felt a shift inside. These weren't dreams, they were destinations. The next morning, Leo woke up different. Instead of staring at the ceiling, he looked at the goals taped to his wall and asked, "What's one thing I can do today to move closer?" He opened a dedicated savings account. He researched certification programs. He read a chapter on business management. Small steps, but now they were steps toward somewhere. Week by week, changes became visible. Leo started waking at 5:30 a.m. to work on his goals before his shift. He stopped endless social media scrolling because he had a purpose. He reached out to 3 bar owners to learn from them. 1 said yes. 2 months in, Leo faced a test. Old friends invited him on an expensive weekend trip. The old Leo would have said yes instantly, despite the cost. But the new Leo looked at his goal. Save $8,000 by December 31st. He did the math. The trip cost $700, a huge setback. He made a new choice. I can't make it this time. I'm saving for my business. His friends teased him. You're always talking about someday. Live a little. Leo didn't argue. He just smiled and said, this time someday has a date. By month 3, Leo had saved $2,000. He was halfway through his certification. He had a notebook filled with business plans, supplier notes, and location scouting. But more importantly, something inside had fundamentally changed. He no longer felt like he was drifting. He felt like he was sailing. 6 months later, at a casual gathering, the same friend who'd once asked, "What are you working toward?" saw Leo and said, "You look different, more alive." Leo smiled. "I know where I'm going now. That changes everything." Friend, Leo's story isn't just about starting a business. It's about the power of knowing your destination. Here's the truth that changed his life and can change yours. You don't need to have everything figured out, but you need to have something figured out. One destination. One clear goal with a deadline. Remember 3 things. First, a goal without a deadline is just a wish. Someday I'll travel never happens. I will visit Japan on March 15th, 2026, creates urgency and action. Second, you can't hit a target you can't see. Vague goals create vague results. Specific goals create specific plans. Specific plans create specific actions. Third, direction defeats speed. You can be the hardest worker alive, but if you're going nowhere, you'll just get nowhere faster. It's better to move slowly toward a clear destination than to run in circles. So here is my challenge to you, right now, today. Take out a piece of paper. Write down one goal, just one that you will achieve in the next 90 days. Make it specific. Make it measurable. Give it a deadline. Not get in shape, but go to the gym 3 times a week for 12 weeks and lose 8 pounds by April 1st. Not learn something new, but complete an online course in digital marketing and create 3 practice campaigns by March 20th. Not improve my relationships, but have a meaningful one-on-one conversation with a family member every week for the next 90 days. Write it down. Put it where you'll see it daily. Then ask each morning, what's one thing I can do today to move closer? Because the moment you set a real goal, a destination with a date, you stop being a drifter and become a navigator. Your life doesn't change when you wish for something different. It changes when you decide where you're going and start moving. If this story resonated with you, please share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Don't forget to subscribe to Stories of Motivation for more real-world lessons to move your life forward. Drop a comment below. What is your one goal for the next 90 days? Let's hold each other accountable. Until next time, remember, the compass only works when you choose a destination first. Stop drifting. Start navigating.